The Louvre Museum in Paris, considered the world's most secure structure, was robbed in broad daylight. It's a phenomenon seen in Hollywood movies, but it can happen in reality. The videos once again offer a welcome. On the morning of October 19, 2025, the Louvre Museum opens to the public as usual. Guards are stationed and tourists from around the world are pouring in. At 8:30 a.m., the museum had been open for 30 minutes. Then, on the other side of the museum, facing the River Seine, something unusual happens. A truck, typically used to transport furniture to higher floors, stops near the museum wall. It's equipped with a mechanical lift. However, neither was the truck intended to lift any furniture up, nor were the occupants' intentions clear. The group consisted of 4 people, all wearing yellow and orange vests. Exactly like the clothes worn by construction workers, they concealed their faces with bell lowers. Undeterred, 2 of the 4 men extended a mechanical elevator to a balcony on the museum's first floor. This balcony leads to one of the museum's most magnificent sections, the Galerie d'Apollon, or Gallery of Apollo. This is the gallery where France's royal treasures were displayed. However, there was a significant obstacle to entering the Apollo Gallery, an extremely thick glass wall. Upon reaching the balcony, they took an industrial-grade disc cutter from their backpack and, in a matter of seconds, managed to cut a hole in the gallery's glass, thus gaining entry. All this happened so quickly that the security guards were unaware. However, the act triggered the museum's security alarm, and the guards in the gallery spotted the thieves. But the thieves were unfazed. They threatened the guards with power tools and continued with their work. The guards immediately followed protocol. Tourists began to be evacuated from the gallery. The museum was now in chaos. Annie Shahid later recounted that there was complete panic. People couldn't understand what was happening. While police and staff members were busy evacuating the distraught visitors, the 2 thieves calmly broke the glass of the gallery's display cases, took 9 precious treasures, and then climbed out through the broken glass onto the balcony. Their 2 accomplices were waiting for them on scooters below. They quickly descended the elevator stairs, boarded the scooters, and fled. It all happened so quickly that no one had a chance to comprehend it. According to the police, the thieves stayed inside the museum for 4 minutes, and the entire operation, parking the truck, extending the stairs, cutting the glass, and escaping, took only 8 minutes. As they left, they even tried to set the lift truck on fire so that the police could not find any evidence or fingerprints on the truck. But a brave museum staff member immediately intervened and prevented them from doing so. The thieves managed to escape along the riverbank via the A6 motorway via the Paris Peripheric, the Paris Ring Road. This daylight robbery was an intolerable disgrace for France. But the question remains, what exactly was stolen from the museum? What items did the thieves target? When the loss was estimated, a wave of grief swept across France. The items stolen not only had financial value, but their historical and cultural value has been described as priceless. The Ministry of Culture, according to reports, a total of 8 valuable items were stolen from the Louvre Museum. Now, you might be wondering why I initially said 9. Yes, the thieves did steal 9 items, but while fleeing, they dropped 1 item on the street. It was the 170-year-old Empress Eugenie crown. This crown was specially made for Empress Eugenie, the wife of Napoleon III, in 1855. When the thieves were trying to remove the crown from the glass hole, it couldn't be removed due to the small hole. The forceful removal caused significant damage to the crown, and ultimately it suffered several scratches from falling onto the road. The museum director later stated that while it may be repairable, the 8 items lost are irreparable. These included a beautiful tiara and a brooch belonging to Empress Eugenie, as well as an emerald necklace and earrings belonging to Empress Marie-Louise, Napoleon Bonaparte's second wife. Also included are a tiara, a necklace, and earrings from the sapphire sets of Queen Marie-Amélie and Queen Hortense, and a unique brooch called a reliquary brooch.
These items date back to the 19th century and are set with thousands of diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, and other precious stones. These are not just jewelry, but a part of France's royal history. According to estimates, the gold, stones, and diamonds used in all this jewelry were worth $2 million. However, considering the royal family it belonged to, even $102 million or $1 billion couldn't compensate for it. That's why it's called priceless. Surprisingly, the thieves didn't even touch the gallery's most valuable items, such as the famous Zamana Regent diamond, which is only worth 51 million euros, 60 million euros. The Saucy and Hortensia diamonds were also kept there, but the thieves ignored them. Therefore, it's believed they were there on specific orders and knew exactly what they wanted to steal. The Paris prosecutor's office has stated that this loss isn't a monetary loss, but a loss to French history. The question arises, despite the security measures in the world's most famous museum, which attracts millions of visitors every year, where did the security go wrong? When the investigation began, many surprising revelations were made. French media reports have revealed that in the section of the museum where the theft occurred, 1 in every 3 rooms had no CCTV cameras. Indeed, CCTV coverage in the world's largest museum was inadequate. Even the external cameras didn't fully cover the balcony where the thieves entered by cutting the glass. But an even bigger shock came when Nathalie Goulet, a member of the French Senate, told the BBC that the alarm that went off was actually the museum's wireless alarm. A localized alarm system was also installed on that balcony, but it had malfunctioned a few days earlier. Had that alarm been working, security would have detected the thieves' entry onto the balcony. Immediately after the theft, the museum director acknowledged the security failure and submitted her resignation to the Ministry of Culture, but her resignation was not accepted. This theft has raised serious questions about the security of French museums. And let us also tell you that this was not the first incident of theft. The Mona Lisa painting was also stolen from this same museum in 1911. A former employee of the museum stole Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting, the Mona Lisa. He hid it under the court and easily escaped. The painting was recovered 2 years later in Italy when the thief was trying to sell it. This very act made the Mona Lisa the most famous painting in the world. Subsequently, in 1976, King Charles X's sword was also stolen from this same museum. 3 thieves stole it. The museum's window was broken, and King Charles X's sword was stolen, which has not been recovered to this day. The museum was also the site of a recent robbery in 1998. Thieves also removed a painting from its frame in broad daylight and managed to escape. This painting remains missing to this day, and now, 27 years later, this robbery has occurred. Currently, 60, and according to some reports, over 100 investigators are working on the case. Fortunately, on Saturday, October 25, 2025, the police arrested 2 suspects who appear to have strong links to the robbery. Police collected approximately 150 DNA samples and fingerprints from the scene. These samples were taken from the thieves' belongings, such as helmets, gloves, and the inside of the truck. Police say they were arrested based on DNA matching. One of the suspects also has a prior gold theft record. Police hope to apprehend all the thieves and masterminds behind the Paris Museum robbery. However, it has not yet been revealed whether the stolen items have been recovered from these suspects. After the theft, the museum was closed until October 2nd. However, the Apollo Gallery remains closed. Police say this was a highly organized and professional heist, and the investigation is ongoing. We hope you will like and share this video. Thank you so much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.